Imagine, if you will, that you are a wave in the ocean. You rise and fall, you crash upon the shore, and you may think of yourself as separate from the other waves, from the sand beneath you, or from the vast body of water that surrounds you. But in reality, you are not separate at all. You are the ocean expressing itself as a wave, in the same way you are the universe expressing itself as a human. Now, when we talk about trusting the universe to give you what you need, we're really talking about trusting yourself, trusting the very fabric of existence of which you are an inseparable part. It's a radical shift in perspective, isn't it? Instead of seeing yourself as a tiny, insignificant speck in an indifferent cosmos, you begin to recognize that you are the cosmos experiencing itself through your unique vantage point. But let's dig deeper into this idea of trust. What does it mean to trust the universe? It certainly doesn't mean sitting back and expecting everything to be handed to you on a silver platter. No. Trusting the universe is an active process, a dance, if you will, between your individual will and the flow of life around you. Think of it like swimming in a river. You can fight against the current, exhausting yourself in the process, or you can learn to flow with it, using its power to carry you along. Trusting the universe is like becoming an expert swimmer in the river of life. You don't simply float passively. You move with skill and intention, but always in harmony with the greater flow. Now I can almost hear some of you thinking, but Alan, what about when life gives us hardships? How can we trust the universe then? Ah, my friends, this is where the rubber meets the road, where this philosophy is truly put to the test. You see, when we say trust the universe to give you what you need, we're not saying that the universe will always give you what you want. Oh no, that would be far too simple, wouldn't it? The universe, in its infinite wisdom, often gives us exactly what we need for our growth, even if it's not what we think we want in the moment. Consider a caterpillar. Does it know that it needs to build a cocoon and dissolve its body to become a butterfly? Of course not. From the limited perspective of the caterpillar, the process of metamorphosis must seem like the end of the world. And yet, this apparent destruction is precisely what it needs to transform into something more beautiful and free than it could have ever imagined. In the same way, the challenges and hardships we face in life are often the cocoon in which we transform. The job loss that seems like a disaster might be the universe's way of pushing you towards the career you were always meant to pursue. The heartbreak that feels unbearable might be preparing you for a deeper, more fulfilling love. The illness that strikes fear into your heart might be the wake-up call you need to start truly living. To receive what the universe is offering, we must be open to it. And this openness, this receptivity comes from trust. It's a trust that goes beyond the intellectual understanding of these ideas. It's a trust that seeps into your bones. That becomes a part of your very being. Now, some of you might be wondering, how do I cultivate this trust? How do I open myself to what the universe is offering? Well, my friends, this is where the real work begins, and make no mistake, it is work. Joyful work, exciting work, but work nonetheless. The first step is to become aware. Aware of yourself, aware of your thoughts, aware of your reactions to the world around you. Most of us go through life on autopilot, reacting unconsciously to everything that happens to us. But to trust the universe, we need to wake up from this slumber of unconsciousness. Start by observing your thoughts without judgment. Watch how your mind reacts to different situations. Notice the stories you tell yourself about what's happening in your life. Are these stories serving you? Are they opening you up to possibilities the universe is presenting? Or are they closing you off? As you become more aware, you'll start to notice the patterns in your thinking and behavior. You might realize that you have a habit of always expecting the worst, or that you tend to blame others for your circumstances. These patterns of thought and behavior are like walls that we build around ourselves, walls that prevent us from receiving what the universe is offering. But here's the beautiful thing. Once you become aware of these patterns, you have the power to change them. You can choose to tear down these walls brick by brick, thought by thought. You can choose to open yourself to new possibilities, to new. This process of becoming aware, choosing to change, is what I like to call conscious evolution. You see, most of us evolve unconsciously, pushed along by the circumstances of our lives. But when you choose to evolve consciously, you become an active participant in your own growth. You work in partnership with the universe, co-creating your reality. Now, I can hear some of you scientific-minded folks getting a bit uncomfortable. Alan, you might say this all sounds a bit too mystical. Where's the evidence for all of this? And I say to you, my dear skeptics, that the evidence is all around you, but to see it, you must be willing to look with new eyes. Consider for a moment the miraculous nature of your own existence. The fact that you are here now, alive and conscious, is nothing short of astounding. The odds against your particular combination of atoms coming together to form you are astronomical, and yet here you are. Is this not evidence of the universe's incredible creativity and abundance? Or consider the intricate web of relationships and events that have shaped your life. Every person you've met, every experience you've had has contributed to making you who you are today. And each of these encounters, each of these experiences required an incredibly complex set of circumstances to occur. Is this not evidence of the universe's ability to orchestrate exactly what you need for your growth? But perhaps the most compelling evidence comes from your own experience when you begin to trust the universe. As you open yourself to what life is offering, as you learn to flow with the river rather than fight against it, you'll start to notice remarkable changes in your life. Opportunities will seem to appear out of nowhere. Solutions to problems will arise just when you need them. You'll find yourself in the right place at the right time again and again. Now, skeptics might call this confirmation bias, the tendency to notice evidence that supports our beliefs while ignoring evidence that contradicts them. And there's certainly some truth to it, but I invite you to consider another possibility. That by trusting the universe, by opening yourself to its gifts, you are actually changing the way you interact with reality. You're tuning yourself to a different frequency, so to speak. And in doing so, you're able to perceive and receive things that were always there, but that you were previously blind to. This brings us to another important aspect of trusting the universe. The recognition that what you need is not always what you think you need. Our wants and desires are often shaped by our limited perspective, by our fears and insecurities. But the universe, in its infinite wisdom, sees the bigger picture. Imagine for a moment that you're a character in a story. From your perspective within the story, you might think you need to win the lottery to solve all your problems. But the author of the story knows that what you really need is to learn self-reliance, to discover your own inner strength. The author, like the universe, is working with a larger narrative, a grander purpose. Trusting the universe means trusting that there is a larger story unfolding, a story in which you play a crucial role. It means being willing to let go of your limited ideas of what you need and opening yourself to possibilities beyond your current imagination. This trust doesn't mean becoming passive or fatalistic. Far from it. Trusting the universe is an active, engaged process. It's about co-creating your reality in partnership with the universe. You still set intentions, you still take action, but you do so with an attitude of openness and flexibility. Think of it like improvising in a jazz band. You have your instrument, you have your skills, and you have your intention to create beautiful music. But you're not playing alone. You're part of an ensemble, and the music that emerges is a collaboration between you and your fellow musicians. Sometimes you take the lead, sometimes you support others, but always you're listening. Always you're responding to what's happening in the moment. Life, when you trust the universe, becomes a lot like this jazz improvisation. You bring your full self to each moment. You play your part with enthusiasm and skill, but you remain open to the unexpected, ready to adapt and flow with whatever arises. Now, some of you might be thinking, this all sounds well and good, Alan, but how do I actually put this into practice? How do I learn to trust the universe in my day-to-day life? And that, my friends, is an excellent question. The practice of trusting the universe begins with small steps. Start by cultivating an attitude of curiosity and openness in your daily life. When something unexpected happens, instead of immediately reacting with frustration or anxiety, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what if this is exactly what I need right now? What else? This simple shift in perspective can work wonders. It opens you up to possibilities you might otherwise miss. It helps you maintain a sense of equanimity in the face of life's ups and downs. And most importantly, it puts you in a state of receptivity, ready to receive whatever gifts the universe might be offering. Another powerful practice is to cultivate gratitude. Each day, take some time to appreciate the good things in your life, no matter how small they might seem. This isn't about forcing yourself to be happy all the time or denying the challenges you face. Rather, it's about training yourself to notice the abundance that already exists in your life. You see, the universe is constantly giving. It's giving you air to breathe, ground to stand on, light to see by. It's giving you experiences to learn from, people to connect with, challenges to grow from. When you cultivate gratitude, you tune yourself to this frequency of abundance. You start to notice more and more things to be grateful for, and in doing so, you open yourself to receive even more. Meditation is another powerful tool for developing trust in the universe. Now, when I say meditation, I don't necessarily mean sitting cross-legged on a cushion chanting Om, though that can certainly be a form of meditation. What I'm talking about is any practice that helps you quiet your mind and connect. This could be traditional sitting meditation, or it could be a walk in nature, or mindful breathing while stuck in traffic. The form doesn't matter as much as the intention. The goal is to create space in your mind, to step back from the constant chatter of thoughts and connect with something deeper. You see, beneath the surface level of our thoughts and emotions, there's a deeper current of being. Some call it the soul, others call it pure awareness, whatever name you give it. This deeper part of you is always in harmony with the universe. When you quiet your mind and connect with this deeper self, you naturally begin to trust more. You realize that you are part of something vast and beautiful, something that has sustained you your entire life and will continue to do so. Now, I want to address something that often comes up when we talk about trusting the universe. Some people worry that this trust will lead to passivity, to a sort of Q-Sera attitude where they simply sit back and wait for good things to happen. But this is a misunderstanding of what it means to trust the universe. Trusting the universe doesn't mean abdicating responsibility for your life. It doesn't mean sitting on your couch waiting for success to knock on your door. Rather, it means taking inspired action, moving forward with confidence even when you can't see the entire path ahead. Think of life like the field of possibilities. But you are the one who plants the seeds, tends the soil, and harvests the crops. The universe might send rain, but you need to have your fields prepared. It might provide opportunities, but you need to be ready to seize them. This is where the practice of listening comes in. When you trust the universe, you learn to listen deeply, not just with your ears, but with your whole being. You listen to your intuition, to the whispers of your heart, to the subtle signs and synchronicities that life presents. And when you hear that inner call, when you sense an opportunity or a direction, you take action. You step forward, even if you're not sure where that step will lead. This is faith in action, trust made manifest. That is the cake action. You remain flexible. You don't cling rigidly to your plans or expectations. You remain open to course corrections, willing to adapt as new information or opportunities arise. This flexibility is crucial because it allows you to flow with the universe. Now, I want to address another common concern. Some people worry that trusting the universe means ignoring real problems in the world, turning a blind eye to injustice or suffering. But nothing could be further from the truth. When you truly trust the universe, when you recognize your interconnectedness with all of life, you naturally feel called to be of service. You realize that the pain of others is your pain, that the joy of others is your joy. You understand that by helping others, you are helping yourself, because there is no... This trust in the universe can actually empower you to take on big challenges. to work towards positive change in the world. Because when you trust that the universe will provide what you need, you're more willing to step out of your comfort zone, to take risks for the greater good. You see, trusting the universe doesn't mean believing that everything is perfect as it is. It means trusting that you have the resources, both inner and outer, to face whatever challenges arise. It means trusting that even in the darkest times there are seeds of growth and transformation. The role of surrender in trusting the universe. Now, when I say surrender, I don't mean giving up or resigning yourself to fate. I mean surrendering your ego's need to control everything, surrendering your limited ideas of how things should be. This surrender is actually a form of empowerment. It's like a martial artist who doesn't resist an opponent's force, but instead uses it to their advantage. When you surrender to the flow of life, you tap into a power much greater than your individual will. Think about times in your life when things didn't go according to plan, but in hindsight, you can see that it all worked out for the best. Perhaps you didn't get the job you thought you wanted, but it led you to a much better opportunity. Or a relationship ended, causing pain at the time, but freeing you to meet someone who was a much better match for you. These experiences are the universe showing you that is your back, that it's working for your highest good, even when you can't see it in the moment. The more you notice these instances, the more you'll be able to trust even in the face of apparent setbacks or disappointments. Now, I want to be blessing the universe doesn't mean that life will always be easy or that you'll never face challenges. In fact, if you're truly growing and evolving, you're likely to face significant challenges along the way. But when you trust the universe, you approach these challenges differently. Instead of seeing them as punishments or unfair burdens, you begin to see them as opportunities for growth. You trust that these challenges are giving you exactly what you need to evolve, to become more of who you truly are. This shift in perspective can be truly liberating. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me, you start asking, what can I learn from this? How can I grow through this experience? This simple change in questioning can open up new possibilities and help you find meaning even in difficult circumstances. Remember, the universe is not separate from you. You are the universe experiencing itself as a human being. So when you trust the universe, you're really trusting in your own deepest nature, in the wisdom that lies at the core of your being. This trust is not something that you can force or fake. It's something that grows naturally as you open yourself to life, as you practice presence and awareness, as you learn to listen to your inner wisdom. And as this trust grows, you'll likely notice some significant changes in your life. You may find that you worry less about the future, that you're more able to enjoy the present moment. You might notice that opportunities seem to arise just when you need them, that the right people come into your life at the right time. You may also find that you're more resilient in the face of challenges. When difficulties arise, instead of being thrown into panic or despair, you're able to maintain a sense of calm and trust. You know that this too shall pass, and that there's likely a gift hidden within the challenge. But perhaps the most profound change is in your relationship with yourself and with life itself. As you learn to trust the universe, you develop a deep sense of okayness, a feeling that no matter what happens at your core, you are all right. This doesn't mean that you never feel fear or anxiety or sadness. These emotions are part of the human experience, and it's important to allow yourself to feel them fully. But beneath these temporary emotional states, there's a deeper current of trust, and knowing that you are held and supported by the universe itself. This trust allows you to live more fully, to take more risks, to love more deeply. Because when you trust that the universe will give you what you need, you're free to give of yourself more completely. You're free to follow your passions, to pursue your dreams, to live authentically. Here's a beautiful paradox. The more you trust, the more trustworthy life becomes. It's as if the universe responds to your trust by becoming even more supportive, even more abundant. This isn't because the universe has changed. You're more able to see and receive the gifts that were always there. Now, I want to address something that often comes up when we talk about trusting the universe. Some people worry that this trust might lead to a kind of passivity or fatalism. They fear that if they trust the universe to provide what they need, they might stop taking action or working towards their goals. But this is a misunderstanding of what it means to trust the universe. Trusting the universe doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for everything to be handed to you. It means taking inspired action, moving forward with confidence, even when you can't see the entire path ahead. Think of it like planting a garden. You prepare the soil, you plant the seeds, you water and tend to your plants. But you don't make the plants grow by sheer force of will. You create the conditions for growth, and then you trust in the natural process. In the same way, when you trust the universe, you still set goals, you still work hard, you still take action. But you do so with an attitude of openness and flexibility. You're willing to adjust your course as new information or opportunities arise. You're able to let go of rigid expectations and flow with what life is offering. This trust actually allows you to take bigger risks and pursue bigger dreams. Because when you trust that the universe has your back, you're more willing to step out of your comfort zone. You know that even if things don't work out exactly as you planned, you'll still receive what you need for your growth and evolution. Another important aspect of trusting the universe is learning to trust your own intuition. You see, your intuition is like a direct line of communication with the universe. It's that quiet voice inside you that knows what's right for you, even when it doesn't make logical sense. Many of us have been taught to ignore, doubt our intuition, to rely solely on rational thinking. But when you're learning to trust the universe, it's crucial to start listening to and trusting your inner wisdom. This doesn't mean abandoning reason or critical thinking. It means integrating your intuitive wisdom with your rational mind. It means learning to listen to your gut feelings, to pay attention to those subtle nudges and inspirations that can guide you towards your highest. Trusting your intuition takes practice. It involves learning to distinguish between the voice of intuition and the voice of fear or ego. It involves being willing to act on your intuitive hunches, even when they don't make logical sense. That as you practice trusting your intuition, you likely find that it becomes easier and clearer. You'll start to recognize the feeling of being in alignment with your inner wisdom, and you'll be able to make decisions with more confidence and ease. Now, let's talk about the role of gratitude in trusting the universe. Gratitude is like a magic key that unlocks the abundance of the universe. When you're grateful for what you have, you open yourself to receive even more. This isn't about forcing yourself to feel grateful when you're going through tough times. It's about cultivating an overall attitude of appreciation for life. It's about noticing and acknowledging the good things in your life, no matter how small they might seem. When you practice gratitude, you train your mind to focus on abundance rather than lack. You start to notice all the ways in which the universe is already providing for you. And as you notice this abundance, you naturally begin to trust more deeply. Gratitude also helps you stay present in the moment. When you're focused on appreciating what is, you're not worrying about the future or regretting the past. You're fully engaged with the here and now, which is where life is actually happening. This presence, this engagement with the moment, is crucial for trusting the universe. Because it's in this moment that the universe is giving you what you need. It's in this moment that opportunities arise, that inspirations strike, that connections are made. When you're fully present, you're able to notice and receive these gifts. You're able to respond to life with openness and creativity rather than reacting from old patterns or fears. Now, I want to address something that often comes up when we talk about trusting the universe. Some people worry about the role of personal responsibility. They wonder, if I trust the universe to provide what I need, does that mean I don't have to take responsibility for my life? And this is a very important question, because trusting the universe doesn't mean abdicating responsibility. In fact, it means taking even more responsibility for your life. You see, when you trust the universe, you're recognizing that you are a co-creator of your reality. You're not a passive recipient of whatever life hands you. You're an active participant in the unfolding of your life. This means taking responsibility for your thoughts, your actions, your choices. It means recognizing that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond to what happens. It means taking responsibility for your own growth and evolution. It means doing the inner work to heal your wounds, to overcome your limitations, to become more of who you truly are. And perhaps most importantly, it means taking responsibility for the energy you're putting out into the world. Because what you put out is what you get back. If you're constantly focusing on lack and limitation, that's what you'll experience. If you're radiating trust and openness, that's what will come back to you. So trusting the universe actually requires a high level of personal responsibility. It requires you to be conscious, to be intentional, to be aware of the impact you're having on your own life and on the world around you. Now, let's talk about the role of letting go in trusting the universe. This is often one of the most challenging aspects of trust, because we humans tend to want to control everything. We think that if we just plan enough, if we just work hard enough, we can make everything turn out exactly as we want it to. But life has a way of surprising us, doesn't it? Things rarely turn out exactly as we plan. And this is where the art of letting go comes in. Letting go doesn't mean giving up on your dreams or goals. It means releasing your attachment to how things should look, to how they should unfold. It means being willing to let the universe surprise you with something even better than what you had imagined. Think about a time in your life when things didn't go according to plan. But in hindsight, you can see that it all worked out for the best. Perhaps you didn't get the job you thought you wanted, but it led you to a much better opportunity. Or a relationship ended, causing pain at the time, but freeing you to meet someone who was a much better match for you. These experiences are the universe showing you that it has your back, that it's working for your highest good, even when you can't see it in the moment. The more you can let go and trust this process, the more you open yourself to receive the gifts that the universe is offering. Letting go also involves releasing the need to know everything in advance. We humans often want guarantees. We want to know exactly how things will turn out before we take a step. But life doesn't work that way. The path often only becomes clear as we walk it. Trusting the universe means being willing to take steps into the unknown, trusting that the way will become clear as you move forward. It means being comfortable with uncertainty, recognizing that uncertainty is where the magic happens, where new possibilities emerge. This letting go, this embracing of uncertainty, can feel scary at first. But as you practice it, you'll likely find that it's incredibly liberating. Instead of trying to control everything, you can relax into the flow of life. Instead of worrying about every possible outcome, you can focus on enjoying the journey. Now, I want to talk about something that's crucial in this process of trusting the universe: self-love and self-acceptance. You see, many of us have been taught that we're not good enough, that we need to constantly improve ourselves to be worthy of love and good things. If that's true, you are already worthy. You are already deserving of all the good that life has to offer. You don't need to become someone else or achieve some arbitrary goal to be deserving of love, abundance, and joy. Trusting the universe starts with trusting yourself. It starts with accepting yourself exactly as you are, while also recognizing your potential for growth and evolution. This self-acceptance doesn't mean that you stop growing or improving. It means that you approach your growth from a place of love and acceptance, rather than from a place of self-criticism or lack. When you truly accept and love yourself, you naturally open yourself to receive more good things in life. You stop pushing away opportunities because you don't feel worthy. You stop sabotaging your success because deep down you don't believe you deserve it. Instead, you start to recognize that you are a unique and valuable expression of the universe. You start to trust in your own inherent worth and in your ability to create the life you desire. This self-love and self-acceptance also allows you to be more authentic in the world. Instead of trying to be who you think you should be, you can simply be who you are. And when you're being authentic, you naturally align yourself with what the universe has in store for you. Now, As we near the end of our exploration, I want to remind you that trusting the universe is not a destination, it's a journey. It's not something you achieve once and for all, but something you practice every day. There will be times when trust comes easily, when everything seems to be flowing perfectly. And there will be times when trust feels challenging, when life presents you with difficulties or disappointments. But each of these experiences is an opportunity to deepen your trust, to strengthen your connection with the universe. Each challenge is a chance to practice letting go, to practice staying open, to practice believing in the bigger picture, even when you can't see it. Remember, the universe is not separate from you. You are the universe experiencing itself as a human being. So when you trust the universe, you're really trusting in your own deepest nature, in the wisdom that lies at the core of your being. As you continue on this journey of trust, be gentle with yourself. Celebrate your successes, learn from your setbacks, and always keep your heart open to the infinite possibilities that life has to offer. Trust that the universe is giving you exactly what you need in each moment, even if it doesn't always look the way you expect it to. Trust in your own ability to grow, to learn, to evolve. Trust in the inherent goodness and abundance of life itself. And as you cultivate this trust, watch how your life transforms. Watch how you become more peaceful, more joyful, more alive. Watch how opportunities arise, how relationships deepen, how your inner world becomes richer and more beautiful. For when you trust the universe, you open yourself to the full magnificence of life. You align yourself with the flow of existence. And in doing so, you allow miracles to unfold in your life. So go forth with trust, with openness, with love. The universe is waiting to show you just how magical life can be when you truly trust it to give you what you need. Thank you for joining me. On this exploration, may your journey be filled with trust, wonder, and joy. And may you always remember that you are a beloved and integral part of this magnificent universe.